That's all you never saw. Been in trouble with the law since the day they was born. Straightening the curves, flattening the hills. Someday the mountain might get them, but the law never will. Making their way the only way they know how. That's just a little bit more than the law will allow. Just a good old boys, they wouldn't change if they could. Fighting the system like a true modern day
Welcome
Robin
to
Hood.
update 10 of the generally diorama stroke coffee table stroke just plain ordinary table, whatever you want to call it. We're getting quite far now. As you can see, all the toilet roll has been put down, and you can see all the little waves and little details that we've got going on there, which is fantastic. We've also got our sand down on our mound. I'll just zoom you in. So we're getting our little dirt mound together now, which is fantastic. Got our 3 rocks in their base coat. I'm going to matte coat these, and then I've mixed up a darker shade, and that's going to just be a wash that I'm going to just place over the top. And then take the sand colour, because what I'm using craft acrylics at the moment, so I'm just going to use some sand. That'll focus because I did zoom in. But yeah, we're just going to do some highlights on them rocks. And just to break up the sand a little more, I also have my nice little foliage there. So in the scene there's a bit of foliage up here. I think there's another one there, and there's one round about this area. So we're putting in some bushes in there, so that's good. But yeah, we're looking pretty good. It's going along nicely. This is already starting to dry, this water, but I don't want to do that yet, because one, I don't know what colour I'm doing with water yet. It obviously won't be blue because that'll just look daft, but it'll be probably maybe a light brown or something like that, because it's going to be full of sand. So I mean, I'm leaving that sand just in the bottom there, because once the resin hits that, it's going to look like wet sand anyway, and the water line will be coming up somewhere here, so this rock will be partially covered in water. And what else I've had done, I'll just take you off a minute. I've gone around the leading edge and just painted it black, just to have like a bit of a border, and same for the back, seeing as though that's not part of the display, so we'll do that a neutral colour. But if we take a look, we've got all these little details covered in sand and that. It should look pretty good once it's actually got bushes on. But yeah, it's sort of waiting around now until that's all set up. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the general mounted. Once this is finalised and I'm almost ready for resin, I'm going to start on the generally and get all the dust done on that. We need to test mount it first, just to make sure everything's okay before we commit to that. But yeah, everything's going pretty good. I'm really happy at the moment. It's starting to look like a landscape. I still have to go in and shade a few areas, but yeah, I'm really happy the way it's turning out at the moment. So I'm going to go off camera, hit this with a flat coat just to seal in that sand as well, because what I've done is I went to the range and got myself a giant pot of Mod Podge, just and literally like coated the hell out of it, like it had a really good coat on, and then just went over, masked off first, and then layered the sand all over it. So that's nice and solid, and the sand is fairly deep, which is good, and it's solid, it's not coming off. So as soon as I get a flat coat on that, even better. And then I can start doing my washes on my rocks there. and do the highlights. So we'll be back with that. Okay, so yeah, we've done all our washes on the rocks. They're looking nice now. Done quite a few washes on the actual sand itself as well, just to create shadows and what have you. And we've also had the greenery, which looks pretty nice. I know it looks a bit chaotic, but what I've done is I've taken the scene and we have like a bush there and one that follows that ramp downward, and there's also just a tiny little one there. So we've got the main bushes that are in the scene, and then I've just added just a little bit, like we've got one just on the outside there. And we've also got a few grasses as well. Just flocking grass, nothing major, because I don't want too much grass on it because it is a sandbank. If I zoom out a bit. So yeah, we just added a bit of grass just up here and what have you. But I'm happy with that. I'm going to let that dry, set up. It'll probably take all night because I did cake on the glue just to make sure that it holds it. But yeah, the sandbank is pretty much done. The only thing I've got left to do really now is to go in with some pastel work, just to lighten it up a bit so it matches in with the dust that's going to be coming off the general as it's jumping through the air. But yeah, really good today. Good progress. Got the water effects, well, the tissue paper down for the water effects. I've actually gone in the same direction as the water will be flowing as well. So we've got loads of nice little effects going on there, ripples and what have you. Hopefully I'm going to highlight quite a lot of that. Still not sure what colour to do the water yet, but I'm sure it'll come to me. So yeah, I'm going to leave that probably overnight to dry as well, because I mean it is drying up pretty quick, but yeah, probably be best leaving it overnight, especially for the Mod Podge to dry up on the foliage there. But yeah, really happy with the detail of the sandbank. I think it looks pretty good. I'll just move the camera over again, yeah, sorry. But yeah, really happy the way that it's turned out and the detail of it. I think it's going to look good with the general flying up in the air now. It's definitely looks a hell of a lot better now that there's some colour to it, because before it was just a bit drab. But you can clearly see the ramp mound there, so all the dust is going to be all over. So tomorrow hopefully I'll get around to actually doing some pastel work on it. Really happy with the rocks as well, like sandstone. But yeah, that'll do it for now guys, see you in a bit. So I've got a bit further now. I've just applied about 3 different tones, like in a wash basically, just on here, just to get some interest going. It actually worked for, this process would probably work for dried earth as well. But what I'm going to do is just let this dry overnight, and then I can go ahead and dry brush some white for some foaming. But yeah, it's looking okay. I'm hoping it's going to look a lot better once the resin's on, and it'll look more like water then. I'm just busy mixing up colours at the moment, just to add in some little interests here and there. But yeah, it's going okay. I'm liking it so far. I'm just trying to get as much interest in this as possible with the water. Trying to go into the direction of the flowing water as well, which will help. But I'm just going to build up the layers until I'm happy with what I've got. The good thing is, if it is rubbish, I can always repaint it, so just here and there I'm just adding in a bit of colour, because I imagine a lot of sand will be dug up as the river's flowing, so it's going to have different tones and textures to it, so but hopefully it'll work out. So we'll see tomorrow when we get back and see what it looks like. See you in a bit. So it's had all night to dry, and what I've done is I've just gone over and dry brushed with the acrylic sand. So it's not a white, it is sand. And now what I think I'm going to actually do is actually apply some resin to this, get it all nice and glossy, and hopefully it should look okay, because I'm not too crazy about the patches, so I'm hoping once the resin's on it's going to blend these colours together a bit better and it's not such like definite lines. But yeah, we're looking pretty good at the moment. I'm going to mix up about 50 grams I think, or maybe 40 grams of resin. That should be enough to coat this, because I only want a thin layer. I don't want to be waiting 2 weeks for it to dry because next week we're supposed to be getting some hot weather, fingers crossed. So if the hot weather comes and this is if I get this finished, I can take some pictures of this outside, and hopefully it'll look like a real scene from the show, because I do have some tall trees at the side. I'll probably take the pictures where I took the other diorama pictures up, so it should fit in nicely with the background. It's got pretty much the same colours in the bushes there, so, and my battery's about to die, so that's good. I'm going to go resin this and we'll be back as soon as it's charged. See you in a bit. Aye, well, the resin is down. Yeah, it looks okay. I'm quite happy with it. I'm hoping the camera picks it out. Yeah, in fact what I'll do is I'll take the camera off the tripod, just hang on. Yeah, so we've got all our little waves and currents going through there. It's all nice and shining. If we look to the bottom you can see that it's not actually flat, which is good. So it's got movement to it, which is what I like. That's all nice and dry now. Plus, the general has got its shaft. So we've screwed and glued. So we're just letting that epoxy set up, and then it's all the fun work using all the earth tone pastels, and also, where is it? Here we go. All our little stuffing, which I'll be adding to it, but that's going to be tomorrow, because I want that epoxy to be solid so I can really like handle the vehicle without it snapping. But yeah, everything's cool, so I think we'll be back tomorrow with another segment of working on the general, because the base now is pretty much finished now and everything seems to be working. So let's test this again. I think it's a bit louder now that it's got that on it.
Just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Be told you never saw.
And we're going to get some good weather this coming week as well, so if I can get this guy finished I'll take some pictures outside again, and hopefully it'll look like the real setting, because I've got a few trees on the side of my garden which is the same colours as the bushes. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. It's not important really, but it should look pretty cool next to that. So hopefully, yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm really having fun with it. It's great. I just need to order the glass now, which hopefully I won't have a nightmare like I did last time. If you remember with X-Wing, it took like 3 or 4 weeks. God. I hope nothing else happens to this now, because I can't open it back up and fix it if it doesn't work. I hope my neighbours are outside. Yeah, that's all good. Happy. And I think that'll do it now until we get round to actually doing some dust, which will be fun. Catch you in a bit. Alright, and we're back. As you can see, the teddy bear stuffing is now being applied, and I'm starting to colour it in. I'm not 100% sure whether I actually like this colour or not yet, because it's obviously, you can just see the mound just there. It is a different colour to it. What I might actually do with this one is I might flip it upside down and actually put some real sand in little places just to match in with the mound. But yeah, it's coming on. It looks okay. I'm hoping to get this finished, or at least glued onto the actual diorama today. I started out with pastel work, which worked really well, and then I went in and airbrushed different shades of yellows, and then I went a bit too dark with it, so I've tried to lighten it back up again. So I'm going to take it outside in a minute or two and just see what it looks like in natural light and whether or not it matches in with it. But yeah, I'll just take the camera off and we'll take a quick walk around. It's really difficult really to gauge this, to see if you've actually got it just on point, but I've got some darker shades coming through there in the centre. I still need to finalise the dust anyway, because there's little areas here and there that the pull's actually coming through, which isn't any good, but it's an easy fix. It's nothing to be too concerned about. So yeah, it's looking okay, but like I said with the mound, it's difficult to get this colour. I have gone in and airbrushed it slightly to try and match it in a bit better. Not that you're going to see much of that once it's actually on there. But yeah, what I'll do is I'll put the camera down and I'll mount it to the base, and then we'll get an overall look of it. And there we go. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, it is going to be a lot lighter than the ground, but it is sitting on a nice cushion of dust there. And like I said, I still need to, once this is glued down to the base, then I can come in and sort these little areas out. But it's nice that it's not blocking up all my greenery, because that was one fear that I had, that it'd be too much and it'd cover all bushes up. But we're looking pretty good. I do apologise for the shaky cam. I'm trying to avoid obstacles while I'm walking round. But there you can see just a bit of the pipe there, but that'll glue into there, and we'll be able to hide that, so you'll never see any of that. I'll probably adjust this cloud here because it is blocking off that wheel slightly. But we've hidden all that nastiness that was underneath there, so that looks pretty good. Overall, I am really happy the way it's turning out. It's getting there. It's just, it's that big, it's hard to get it all in shot. But yeah, it's looking pretty good now. I'm just going to go outside and see what it looks like in natural light. But yeah, just a few little areas to tidy up, but nothing too major. I don't know if I will actually add some sand to it. It might look a bit weird if you look on the underside there. So yeah, I'm going to go off and have a think about that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I haven't glued it down to the base yet, so this is what it's kind of looking like. It is growing on me slightly. I still need to like sort out the dust to hide a bit of that pole there, but apart from that, I mean, it's basically done. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I don't know. The dust is fairly dark, but then again, it wouldn't look the same as the mound because that's compact dirt and this is dust. So I'm going to see if it grows on me. If not, then you see, I'm at the risk of overworking this. and making an utter mess, and then I'd have to like literally strip it all off and start again, and I don't particularly want to do that. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll take it outside and see what it looks like in natural light. Yeah, we'll be right back. So the general now is epoxied into the DIO, so that's basically it. I've just sent an email to the glass company to get the case. It's going to be about 24" high. The only thing I've got really left to do now is to do the antenna for the General Lee to stick up, so I'm going to be working on that shortly. But as for this update, I think I'm pretty much going to end it here because I need to give that plenty of time to dry up. I was going to take some pictures of it outside, but of course, being England, it started to rain, so that's out. If I take the camera off, and we'll have a quick walk around. So we've got our side mounted camera. All the tyres have all been dusted and that, and sand everywhere. Now what I was talking about earlier is once this is set up and it's fully solid, I need to like tidy all this up and get all that glued, so the pole is completely gone. But yeah, really happy with the way it's turned out. It's looking okay now. What I did with the dust is I did some what was it called? It was a Tamiya wood deck, I think it was, and I just dusted it under. Well, if you have a look underside, I've tried to do it a bit darker just on the underside, and obviously lighter on top as it's dissipating. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. I'm happy. So yes. I think that'll do it for now. There's really not much I've got to do. I've just got to do the antenna that goes there. But yeah, it's looking very grubby and dirty. Yeah, we'll be I think the next update on this one will be probably the glass, I imagine, but you'll probably see photos of it as progress happens. Stump Mambo. Yeah, that's it. Catch you in a bit. Okay, so I've just finished making my aerial. It's got the Molotov chrome on. It's not even focusing. Just hang on a second, guys. No, it's still not really focusing. Oh, maybe a little bit. So yeah, I've just made that basically out of magnet wire, and I'm going to leave this a couple of days to dry. So I'm going to end this video now, and hopefully the next one will be the final, and hopefully we'll have the display case because I've ordered that now. So I'll catch you in the next one. See you later.